and welcome to the very first podcast, 6PACKB450, with our very special guest. We're going to dive straight into it. Orlando, please introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Orlando To without the E. Oh, yes, and happy December 1st. Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat, but Robert Vicencio is getting lean. Ooh, I'm Orlando To without the E, and I'm an entertainer. And I'm very happy to say that because I'm able to do that. What does that mean? Meaning I entertain through music because I love music. My family's all musicians. I love singing. I love playing guitar. I like playing conga drums, and I like dancing, salsa dancing. But what I really hate, you would not believe, is exercise. I hate exercise. But this is my motto. Exercise is life. Music is soul. The power of fitness is immeasurable. The impact of music is emotional. And the freedom of movement is unbeatable.
Okay, good. No, thank you for that introduction. Well, look, Orlando, as you know, I've been, my mission, and you've known me for a very long time, and my mission, I've always wanted a six pack, right? And this is really what spurred this whole channel, and really just trying to keep me account. But I think to you and for anybody who's listening, you're probably one of the only guys I've known that's really had a six pack since I can ever remember. So I think one of the big questions is, and let's just go back from the very start, and how did you, or when did you want to have a six pack? Because obviously you weren't born with it, but at what age were you?
I was 37. But I was 37. And then I was doing all these fitness things because I've always been a trainer. I got my Taekwondo black belt when I was 17, which is 51 years ago. Yeah. So I'm always really fit, but I always have this layer of fat, and I was really never think much about the six pack thing. I don't know how it came, but I do from what I remember. That's a long time because I got it when I was 37. I tell you exactly why. I was just shooting all these magazines for different magazines, and then one day I thought, oh, okay, maybe I'll get a six pack someday. And because it looks really good in the picture. I've done all the crazy stuff. I dye my hair white and all that cool stuff, It'd be cool to have a six pack to go with it. And then what happened was one day I got my wisdom tooth pain. My wisdom tooth is coming out. I couldn't eat. And I had to train. I was actually, at that time, I was training Chow Yun-fat, the super Chinese star. And I was training Michelle Yeoh as well, too. Those times I was training a lot of people. I was very fit. I am still quite fit for my age. And when I say I'm really fit, I'm doing a lot of crazy stuff. I would train with my clients, walking all the way up 38 floors, going down, run with them. Trainers don't do that because that's like a burnout killer. Because if you do that to all your clients, how are you gonna be able to survive that, man? But for that time, I wasn't thinking, and I just love to move, and that's just the way I do it. Not good business style, but for fitness, that's fantastic. Okay, the point is, sorry, let me come back to the point. The point, I had my toothache, my wisdom tooth. After taking it out, I couldn't eat. All I did was drinking water, just water. I still remember I was training Chow Yun-fat and was in their house. I was just pretending everything was cool, but I was in pain. Every time it started to hurt me, I drank some water. And for about 4 or 5 days later, boom, shed it. Oh, by the way, Robert, I'm going to send you all these things that I tell you about. If you can mark them down. On you can show your clients, your subscribers, your friends, all these pictures that I've documented. Anyway, that time there's a really good friend of mine named Van Hai. I don't remember a guy named Van Hai. Do you remember?
I think I remember.
Anyway, he's a photographer. I said, Van Hai, you free? And he's like, can you please help me take these pictures? I got my six pack. I want you to take these pictures from memory. So I took it. So basically, it started off with a wisdom tooth. I just want to get it. I was already there because I was already quite lean. I'm probably like a 15%. But to get to a six pack, you need about 8 to 12. And depends how big your chunk is. If the bigger the chunk is, and even though you have bigger fat percentage, you'll reveal more. But you have really small six packs, then you have to go really lean to have them more prominent, more, serviced. So to answer your question, that was the thing. It was all vanity,
So,
showing
so
off.
could no, no, that's really interesting. But so just to clarify, what you're saying is you had a bit of belly fat, or you didn't have the six pack, but because of your wisdom tooth basically making you only drink water, you shredded that. And how many days were you just like drinking water? I mean, how many days did it take for you to 4 days?
4 days.
Okay,
Yeah, four
right.
days. 4 days. Don't forget though, Robert, I'm already very, there are quite a few things you need to take accountable. Number one, my age. Actually, no. Number one, my metabolism, ability to burn. That's because, one, I have muscles. I'm already very muscular, quite muscular. Number two, my energy expenditure is high because I'm just running around a lot. So you're burning so fast, you don't eat anything. And number three, I'm young. I was at least young enough. I was 37. That's young. You know, nowadays people say, I'm 40, I'm 50. Sorry, man, that's fucking bullshit. Excuse me to say that. I competed at 53. I came second runners up, Mr. Hong Kong. But I was Mr. Posing King because my posing routine was, I'm an
But I
entertainer.
want to
So I
I
know.
want to get into that. Yeah, look, I want to get into
Okay.
your
But anyway,
bodybuilding.
the point
But
is,
yeah,
I don't, at 55, I won Mr. Hong Kong. I'm even more ripped. At even at 57, I had my big body shot, which I will send you all these pictures. And I'm actually gonna make you a reel so you can make your content more fulfilling. Because I'm here, yes, I'm here to share. I'm not here to show off, to impress. Well, maybe it is impressive a little bit for some, but the truth is, I'm just telling you it's possible if this is what you want. And even if it's not, at the end of the day, it's not the six packs, it's happy spirit. Happy spirit comes from a happy body. A happy body comes from a healthy body. A healthy body comes from your will, your drive, your desire to live life to the fullest. That's why I'm OJ the love machine.
okay. Well, so again, I'm just trying to hone in, Orlando, to the moment. So one could say you always had a six pack because you said over during your teens and twenties, because you're saying you started maybe more, let's obviously at 37. That's when you kind of hit. Now I'm sure there's a lot of people out there listening. They're much younger. They don't have a six pack, but they're trying to get one. So I guess I'm just trying to, in your life path, you because of your physical activity, because of your metabolism, as you're saying it was already there. You had already a physique. Is that right? I just want to kind of deduce that.
Bro. We all have a six pack. Maybe when you're a baby, you don't have. There's a lot of teenagers. I just remember my brother. He's still quite lean, and even in his teens, he's got a six pack because he's so lean. The meaning of six pack is simply very small body fat percentage. You were so damn close, Robert. I remember
Yeah.
that
Well,
time. Well,
yeah.
I'll put that picture in there as well.
Let's not get
You were
okay.
so
Hold
damn
on.
close.
Yeah, that's why I'm back here now. I mean, again, this whole
Good,
journey of
good, go.
six
It's
pack
just
before
so
50.
it's easily doable, man. If you just follow the rules, because you already have the six pack. The difference is how fast you get it. It depends on really how big your chunk already is, and of course your program and your diet. Then you know what they say, right? 80% of your fitness, your leanness comes from the kitchen, not from your training. You can never outdo a bad diet.
I want to get into that. So let's talk about the chunk. I think this is important because, of course, some, as you said, some might have a small six pack, some have a bigger. You're talking about the actual abdominal muscles, right? That's in terms of the chunk. Now, can I ask? Obviously, that can be built just like any muscle that can potentially develop. But I'm saying for someone who's never trained before and wants to get a six pack, in terms of that muscle, I presume it's not so obvious. It still needs to be trained. Is that right?
Or well, if you do your exercise properly, your six pack is engaged. When I competed 3 times in bodybuilding or Mr. Fitness. I have seldom trained. But when you say six pack training, I never do sit ups. Maybe just for the hell of it, for fun. I do my body weight training, which highly involved with your core. As a matter of fact, those people who's done 1,000 or 500 sit-ups a day, they can't even outdo me doing one rolling exercise. I roll it where I go fully extended because you need so much abdominal, contraction to do it. And as a matter of fact, only my humble opinion, I don't even advocate. I don't think it's a waste of time, man. I train hardly more than 35, 40 minutes nowadays, and but my training is it's like instead of working on that's a terrible example. It's like, why waste time on the small things? Do the big things that include the small things. For example, if you do a push-up, your six-pack is involved to do a push-up properly. Okay? If you do my wheelie, your six-pack is very involved. You do a chin-up where you have to bring. Can you see my chin up here?
Yeah, no, I can. Yes.
Yeah, you can see the leg is totally engaged. That's your six-pack right there. So doing this lying down, you're isolating everything else. I'm sure a lot of the fitness expert out there will agree with me. But then again, if you do nothing, you just do that. Go ahead. If you want to be just really, really good at geography, go for it, man. But I think you need to know things about finance, relationship, and spirituality, the whole damn thing to make yourself super powerful.
So what you're saying in a nutshell is doing sit-ups is not going to get you six-pack. Is that right?
Gonna make an example. Six-pack will build that, probably depends on what kind of sit-ups do. You just doing those stupid crunches and curl, the intensity is so small. But then if genetically you can build from that, that's fine. But if you're still eating like a pig, or you still have that fat layer, it's no good, man. There are people like all these bodybuilders, when they're off season, they have huge six-packs inside, but you can't see it because they're off season. They eat, so they can grow. They have more fuel reserved for growing, for hypertrophy. Because when you train, you need to rest up. Then for them to rest up so you have ample power to push. Because when you're dieting at the same time, some people might not have the total strength to do that. Although you still can, if your demand is not to be extremely huge. If you want to be extremely huge, somehow this is my humble opinion again. Of course, you need to have your time to recuperate, and you have to do heavy, and you need to have a little bit more reserve of body fat to give yourself that power. And the training style is totally different.
Okay. Well, look, let's talk about food. And you mentioned kitchen as in your sentence before being, I think you said 80%. Can you elaborate now a little bit more now on what you said about how the kitchen is more important than the gym? I think that's what you said. And in terms of food, what's your diet? What can people, if they see Orlando To eating, what would they see in a day?
Now, the truth is, I've already achieved this level of fitness so far. So I can go off once in a while, right? And then eat junk food, and it will not hinder my progress. And let me go one step at a time regarding 80%, 20%. Simple. If I were to pick out, a pizza is easily 1,000 calories. You pump your ass off on the treadmill for a friggin' hour, you probably burn 350. Look at the numbers. A lot of people just do that all, and not to mention ice cream, lai cha. You know lai cha, right? Tea with milk and all, with the sugar. All this little thing adds up. Once in a while, you have some peanuts. Although nuts is good for you, but it's still, if you, in a nutshell, caloric deficit is what justify it. But that's another equation underneath that calorie is what you eat need to give you energy, need to give you ability to grow muscles as well. Okay, I'm eating. They have tested many things in many ways. Okay, there was one time I asked a very simple question. I said, can I still lose weight if I eat only polo bao, pineapple bun? Basically, that's like donuts, right? But my daily, let's say my daily expenditure is with 1,500 calories. I only eat 1,000 calories of polo bao. Would I still lose weight? According to the data, yes, you can still get your six packs. But can you imagine how that makes you feel? Bro, at my age, the other day I went nuts partying. I ate junk food. I have some alcohol, not very much, slept late, and I didn't sleep well either. Holy cow. My eyes was like, they're like, okay, then, but anyway, that wasn't a good day. So I say, next day I'm going to make this up. Only salad. And 1 sec. Can you allow me 30 seconds? Let me show you something quick.
Yes, sure, go.
Never
Go,
mind.
go.
I'll take a bowl of salad. Never mind. I ate all that salad. And then, like, I was like, I couldn't even eat anymore. And then I had a piece of steak. That's all. Bro, I can tell you the amount of energy I have throughout the rest of the day. Because the next day I said, I want to make up for it. I didn't sleep enough. I had party like mad. I drink, do all the naughty things, dessert. I slept late, and that causes me to not be able to sleep well. So but lucky the next day I don't have to work early. That's why I was doing that kind of naughty things. So I woke up, just rest up a bit, really dozy, do my stuff, and start eating my healthy thing. Afternoon, went for another nap, woke up, man, boom! I was like, wow, it's a major difference, especially an older guy like me. Because when you're young or younger, you can't really tell what's affecting you because your resilience is so strong. For me, I can really now tell people what the difference age makes
Mm.
because there are certain things that are more sensitive. You affects you more. And but when you're young, you can do a lot of dummy, crummy shit. It's not gonna bother you as much,
So
or
you're
maybe nothing at all.
right, right. Okay. Look. So you're saying, I mean, just from what you're saying, I think the difference with perhaps yourself is that you've, again, since you can remember, you've had a six pack. So from what you've just said, I'm taking that it's about balance, right? So you're able to maintain and sustain your six pack because you know when you're excessive and then you'll pull back. But my question to you is, if someone is trying to build a six pack, what should their diet be for those who are trying to build a six, not maintain, but actually build?
Well, number one, you need to go into a caloric deficit. Let's say, assuming right now, I don't care. I'm just ready to go for the six pack. I don't care about how big. You can grow a six pack and still looking ugly. No chest, no bicep, no shoulder. That's to me why. That's like poverty, right? It's not a good way to have a six pack. A good six pack, you should have you don't have to be big, but at least you have some chest, have some shoulder, have some bicep with the whole thing contoured. Good posture, most importantly, good energy. Okay? So let's say I don't care about anything. I'm relatively healthy. I just want to get a six pack. Number one, caloric deficit. Number two, eat really well. Number three, train really well. The training is the stimulator to hit what body parts you want and build your muscles because muscle is burns the body fast. If you just depend on not eating, you're gonna what you call skinny fat. Skinny fat, you look skinny, but you're still actually quite fat. And if you want to get that six pack, look, this is the place that goes the last. You notice old people or those who don't train, they have skinny arms, but they still have a big gut. So this is the last place it goes. It's really hard. So in order not to have these places to go, the chest and all that, you need to stimulate them. You need to pump the right way. And then you pump the right way. So this still grow or at least maintain looking good. And this start to shred because of the deficit. And it's growing because of what? Because you have the energy, the right program, and the right diet. That's it. I'm giving it all to you, but based on a caloric deficit.
So can I ask you, do you count your calories? And if so, do you use an app or is it all, or are you just so familiar with everything, you know how much these things are?
I friggin' hate counting, man. I go for my feel. Okay. And then if I want to, I do. But the thing is, hey, if it's not working, I go the next notch. If it's not working, I go the next notch. But look, if I'm eating right, all vegetables and a piece of steak, I mean, come on. If that's still not good enough, either up my training or decrease my food because I'm doing all the right thing already. Now, if I want to be a professional bodybuilder, now every bit counts. Okay, so that's different. But not for me. For example, I'm invited to be a guest now in next March to be because I'm a trainer of a rock star. And I need to go on stage. I said, Orlando, we're going to go get ripped on stage. Okay. I said, sure, bring it on. And now that I realize that, then by maybe February, then I start to be aware. Then I start eating and training more. But even if I'm not, I'm still in damn good shape right now. because number one, it just feels so damn good to feel good. And the way to feel good is having confidence, meaning you're strong, and most important, having energy. Because when you know that you can do anything you want, when I say anything, it's not much. I'm just simply talking about go dancing, play guitar, sing, go to parties, eat a lot of food, especially it's free buffet and stuff, free drinks. And I'm able to do all that. Because at one time, I did have my hip, both of my hip are replaced, by the way. And it was so injured that I have lost my enjoyment because I can't go anywhere. And then I even to a point that I might have to retire. But after the hip replacement, boy, I was 60. And then I went and celebrated my birthday with two of my best friends, partying like mad because I was able to do all that. I can squat and jump and do a 360-degree turn with both hip replaced. Now, normally I would do that, say no big deal. But after hip replacement and after going through all that painstaking journey of putting up with, staggering and just not comfortable and worrying about walking just here and there, and then you suddenly have all this, you know your time is precious, and you might never have that for another. Who knows? I might get another hit. Maybe next time is my shoulder. But so far, so good. And guess what? You know why? Because I kept training. As much as I hate to use that word, but I'm just being honest with you. I'm telling you all, you want to get fit, you're going to freaking pay for it, man. But the reward is immeasurable. It's joyful. Nothing beats a healthy body, especially if you're older, because by then you might have more time. You might have more money. You're definitely smarter. With all those things, shit, that's when you really enjoy your life. But a lot of people don't because they have never invested the amount of health in there. And Robert, I know our time is coming up short, but I can tell you, I can go on this forever and I can give you advice like crazy because I might, to some, still very young, but to some, I'm very old. But I'm definitely old enough to let you know how important it is because a lot of the stuff that I do, people half my age don't do. I do it because I can, and I do it because I really enjoy it.
No, I think that's awesome, Orlando. And I think again, I mean, everything you're saying, there's a lot to digest there, and I think what you said is you do it because you can, and just that kind of inspiration of going through what you've gone through, and then as you said, appreciating.
You got to appreciate when you say you do it when you can. No, I do it because I want to live life to the fullest. You have to have a drive. Like, for example, my drive now to train, I don't train that hard anymore. Obviously, not even half of what I did before. I was nuts because right now, whenever I have time, I'd rather play guitar and sing and do some dancing and play my conga drums. But as I said, I'm being invited March 12th to go for although I don't go up to sing and dance, but I might have to play some conga, but I still do a lot of gigs. As a matter of fact, I just got some really cool gigs and I've just decided that, enough fitness. I will do it. I'll do my training because that will pay my bills. But at the same time, I need to live my life to my fullest. It doesn't even matter how good I am anymore. As long as you accept me, I'll enjoy my show. And that gives me joy to do what I want because doing things that you enjoy is such a big part of life, and then fitness gives me all that and I appreciate it. So it's not really you can. You all can. You just have to do the right thing. You all can. Do the right thing. You have to do the right thing. Robert, I don't know if anybody knows, Robert is a fantastic vocalist. There was only one or twice that I was able to go on stage to sing with him. That was biggest joy.
That's a different channel. That's a different channel. Just kidding.
Yeah, that doesn't matter, bro. It's the same reason though.
Sure.
The amount of time. If I were to ask you, Robert, I want to sing. Can I just practice my scale? Then he said, so no. Can I just sing? Some days I can. Some days can I just sing all these songs and sing it? You tell me. No, there's these things. The best part is you've been singing for 18 years, traveling around the world to do that kind of stuff. So that itself is the same principle. You have to do the right thing. And most importantly, even if it's the wrong thing, it's okay. But don't do nothing. Because eventually you'll find it. Eventually you'll find it. If you don't work this way, you do. Because as long as you're healthy, as long as you can walk, you still eat, right? You still take a crap, right? You still need to sleep. It's the same shit. Unless you have no body, like you're just like that. But you have a body. Please post that picture that you're so damn close. You got a six-pack flashing already. But maybe it was too tough.
Let me look. I have a question. I think So in terms of maintaining your six pack, I mean, going back to the six pack, do you think it's more mental or physical? For you, what's the hardest challenge? Is it a mental thing where you're convincing yourself, or is it really the physical stuff, or is it both? Yeah. How would you answer that?
Dude, it's always the mental. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. It's always the mental. It's always the mental. Without the mind, I don't care if the I can or somebody can good somebody the best body. Okay, within time he'll become a fat ass again because he cannot tolerate. Even say, "Oh, now that I got this body, I'll enjoy." Yeah, the next day he said, "I have one chip. It's not gonna bother me." Next day he doesn't exercise. Next day he say, "Oh fuck, man, I'm still lean and mean like a love machine." Then you eat a little burger. Boom, 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 boom. Before you know it. So it's all mental. I
All
would,
mental.
yeah.
Okay,
The
that's
physical. If
yeah,
you have the
fair enough.
mental, you can deal with the physical.
That's true. Yeah, that's actually pretty true.
And that physical thing, then the goal comes from your desire for whatever you want. I have to compete. That's my turning point. When I competed, I said, "Holy cow! Here I am, a 53-year-old, going there in front of everyone, and I'm a fairly famous trainer in town. You go up there, people is gonna judge you, look at you, and then there's another mental part that I have to conquer. I have to tell them, look, so I don't look that good. Let's say, and I'll say, well, why don't you go up there? There's a lot of naysayers in this world, right? At least I go up there, and guess what? If I competed, I will be one step better than myself now because I need to train, and I will understand so much more about training and diet, and not to mention met so many friends. And guess what? After I done it, I got tons of people from Facebook just texting me, "Oh, I want to grow up to be like you. Are you my?" I said, "Wow, really? I'm not even that good. Yeah, I'm not that really that good, but I'm better than what I think I am, which is important."
Yeah. No, no, true. So look, we all have our moments of weakness. Just a side note, I mean, a question. When you are weak and you see maybe a nice ice cream, or I don't know, or a pineapple bun, or whatever it might be, what do you do when you're in a zone and you're trying to obviously, say get your six pack showing, or you're doing a competition? What's your kind of technique to try to, stop yourself from getting weak?
There's always there's these two things. Number one, you have to constantly be reminded of the things that you want either by the picture or something that keeps you going, or even for me, it's watching motivation videos or looking at things that I want to do and just imagine, wow, how cool is that to be, or hang around with people who's positively that way. And number two, you allow yourself to cheat times, but not a lot. For example, this is like I still eat polo bao, but do you know how I do it nowadays? When I get a really nice polo bao, okay, I say, oh shit, this is 4 p.m. This is OJT time. I get the polo bao, biggest fat ass polo bao pineapple bun with the hong dao, with the green, with the red beans inside. I took a bite. That's good. Do I still have cravings? I said, yeah, a little bit. Took another bite. Throw it away.
Wow.
That's it. No more. I don't care about the wasting part because your body is a lot more value. When I was young, I'm sure most people are taught not to waste stuff. But this stuff, it's either him or me.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, no, no, I did.
So
I
that
remember that a bit.
I'll get my cravings. And most importantly, bro, you have to love yourself. I love myself too much. I love my life. I love who I am. I love those people who love me for what I am because I'm able to maintain this thing. I'm giving people hope. Wow, you can do it. And to be able to perspire, to inspire, that's a beautiful thing. Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to be loved. If you are being loved and accepted, especially by hot chicks,
Okay. Uh, well, on that note,
that is the
oh,
motivation. That's the
that's a good
motivation, bro.
motivation. No, no, but look, I think that's a great note to kind of summarize: is love yourself. And I really appreciate that. Look, I want to get into the last section. Just some very quick questions, and just give me the one-word answer. Okay? It's called rapid fire. All right. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, and just tell me one word your answer. Okay? So crunches or plant?
Thanks.
Okay. Would you cut carbs or cut sugar? Which is harder for you?
Of course, sugar.
Okay, so that's
Cut
harder. Yeah, so basically harder for you to cut sugar, right? What's the best time do you train? Is it morning or night?
for me only, not generally speaking, because a lot of people are daytime. For me, it's What night? How late?
Well, I mean, just day
How
or
late?
night, like when there's a sun or no sun.
Okay, night then.
Okay, so you
Night.
would rather for
That's for
you,
me.
of course, for
But
you. Yeah.
if I can go through like waking up without being, then I will probably train a day.
Okay, got
Just
it.
get the shit
So
over
night
with.
is better for you. Okay. Okay. Besides the pineapple bun, what is one cheat meal you're gonna never give up?
One cheat meal I will never give up. Wow, that's a really, bro. There's so many. I love bolo
Okay.
bao.
Besides
Bolo
well,
bao, I'll give up.
besides that,
Besides that,
any cheat meal that you're gonna definitely eat when you see it?
when I see the word cheat, man, when I uh, well,
It could be
actually,
it could be like
I can skip ice cream. I'm not really crazy about ice cream, but but once I take one bite, one of those things, right? When you take like especially you slap it on the apple pie or things like that. I don't know. I
okay.
love
Well, let's say
but
pineapple bun. Yeah. Okay. Let's say pineapple bun. That's like the main thing you've been saying. All right.
chicken ass bun.
Chicken bun.
You know, chicken ass.
Chicken ass bun.
It's a dessert in Chinese. I'm sure
Okay.
if you have some Chinese friends, gai mei bao. It's also with
Okay.
that. It's got
So you love that.
the pineapple as
Okay.
well. Not as no. I mean, once in a while I get to try.
Okay. All right. So okay.
I know.
Here we go. Okay.
I know what cinnamon roll with raisins.
Oh my gosh. You mean like
Or
the cinnamon? Ah, with the cream and all that kind of stuff on.
Cinnabon. Oh, bro, I ate one time. I ate 3 in a row. My eyes is like watering.
Okay.
And like,
okay.
like those are like coming out and like.
Oh, okay.
That
So
shows you how bad it
basically,
is. But then
you enjoyed it, but then you
like
paid the price after. Okay, got it.
But sometimes in life you got to do the things you enjoy. It's like if you can do the crime, you got to do the
That's
time.
true. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next question. What's your current body fat percentage, if you know, of course, or a guesstimate?
I say I don't know. Sometimes people say 4, 5, not me. I guess I'm probably around 8 to 12.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
like this.
Okay. That's the finale. Hold on. Let's go. A few more questions.
Why waste when it's so good? I might collapse before I finish the podcast.
What is one fitness myth like that you want to kill forever? Like, what is some people are saying this that you say absolutely does not work? Is there any myth out there that you want to?
Yes. Just jogging is not gonna give you total fitness. You're not gonna get the nice looking thing.
Okay.
Just jogging. People tell me, "Oh, I do a lot of jogging. I do a lot of Nordic walk." I'm sorry. It's okay. It's better than nothing. You work your legs, fantastic, beautiful. But don't come and tell me you're going to be strong. You probably won't. That's it.
Fair enough. And what's one?
Yeah, that's one because I encounter this all the time.
Okay. The next question is, what's one book, video, or influencer or mentor that really influenced you in your fitness journey?
That's not really anyone, but I'm seriously super impressed by Shaun T.
Okay. Shaun T.
I don't know if you know Shaun T.
I've mentioned, I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah. Everybody else, I feel that I've done the same. I've done that kind of thing. But Shaun T is amazing. He was from a hip hop slick dude to a bodybuilder that does think so. I'm not saying he does, but I'm sure he doesn't mind admitting it because he was huge, really good, beautiful. To do that kind of discipline, to be able to go from there to there, to me, that's amazing. I'm like Robert De Niro from Taxi Driver. Is it Taxi Driver? No, there's one he did boxing thing where he totally blew himself up.
Raging Bull.
Really big. Raging Bull. Now, these kind of things that you go, because I know how tough it is to shred. And then especially how tough, easy to get fat. You just sit there and don't do shit, man. But to get shredded, you know what it's like, man. You have to train too. You can't just get slim and not eat because you look shitty if you just do that.
So, okay, next question. Creatine or no creatine?
I would do creatine.
Okay. All right. Good. And any other supplements that you take that you could share with us in terms of things you definitely have and been taking? Yes, you. Yes,
Just
of course,
me.
for you. Yeah,
Yeah, I need to supplement with protein powder if I skip my meal. And I at my age, it goes faster. And because I don't really eat that much nowadays anymore. So I just don't eat that much. But then I start to feel that it's not enough because well, it doesn't really show that much, although nothing more than the general depreciation of muscle because I'm older. But generally speaking, I'm still able to do most of my crazy stuff and I'm strong enough for myself and I still look good for myself that I'm happy with for the amount of training that I do, which is hardly any. But then probably compared to a lot of people, it's a lot. But then again, I'm lucky that I have, if anything, that I have trained so hard throughout the years. I don't even call it training hard because I don't really train that much. But the reason, because I train the right way. You can train all day long and you don't get nothing, man. It's like you can work 10 jobs. If they're all paying you peanuts, but you get one good job, man. Shit, you don't have to work for a month or maybe for a long time. Obviously, if your supporting expenses is not very high, generally speaking, you know what I mean,
sure.
right? So training right, eating right, sleeping, these three things will give you very fast. When I competed for the first time, I even told myself, I'm going in there to compete, not to win. I'm going there for my own self. Most importantly, I'm going to challenge my ego, not to let people laugh at me, and first force myself to, to go there because really confidence built by defeating your fear or conquering your the goals. And to me, that's a big one to be able to go up there and just go your shit. Take when you're wearing like triangle pants and faxing and posing. But if you show up like they say, right, live and leave a legacy. And even the first time when I compete in the Masters, because those are the 40 and up, I thought it was 60 and up. So I thought it was 50 and up, but it was 40 and up. So these guys are 40. The 40 Master, they are the biggest one. I got my ass kicked so bad in the Masters. I only won second runners up from the 7 kg newbies. That's it. And that's because the first two was being kicked out from drugs. So I was lucky. But that said, I'm still very good looking, which I will send you the photo as well. And most importantly, I did a routine that I won the whole champion. Even the champion of the whole place came up, and he's a Filipino, so they're very musical. And he said, "Oh, Orlando, that was really nice." And the next year, they copied my routine with the robot, with all that funny sound and the impact. I used all my heart on the music side, which I totally synchronized with Bruce Lee moves, with robot moves, with Michael Jackson songs, and with Latin beats and stuff. Which I will also send it to you. But that first year, I wasn't that. The first year I wasn't that ripped yet, but it was okay.
Okay, so look, just as a final message to anyone trying to get a six pack, Orlando, just what is just your final message to those out there that's watching this with the dream of getting their own six pack, like myself?
Well, it's like this. It's the same thing. What you want to achieve? You just how do you say? Play the game backward. Let's say I want to marry a chick, maybe or a dude that has this kind of demand. I want a house like this. Then you say, what does it take to get to this level? So for the body, I want a six pack. I want this. Now, what does it take? Okay. It takes you to eat like that, to train like this. How many times a week? Then you write it down. Can you put a tick on all those? If you can't take a tick on all those, then don't expect it because you just won't get it. Simple. That's it. Because I did have such people come and ask me, oh, many. They said, because they figure, Jay, I want to get my six pack. I said, okay, how many times can you show up? Can you control your diet? And they say, oh, yeah, I can do that. Okay, send me a log. And after maybe they say, okay, after 2 months, I said, fuck, you didn't change shit, man. What did you eat? Well, I want you to take a picture with me. And then they sent some, and that's 2 days later, they didn't send much again. I said, oh, sorry, this. Nah, it's very, getting a six pack. Testing a six pack it's a proof that you just feel so good because people wear Dolce Gabbana, John Galliano, Prada, and all. They always say so good, wow, so good looking. He said, you know what? I look the best with no clothes on.
Good
That's
way.
the power of
That's a
six
good
pack.
way to end. Look, on
That's
that
my
note,
six pack, Dan.
on that on that note,
Okay.
I want to, if you're okay with it, can you tell everyone, because you kept mentioning your age. Now, I don't think anybody knows. You kept saying you're you're slightly older than some, but
I already said it. I already said it, but I didn't say the number. I said it, but I didn't say the number. But I already threw it out there. So I'm sure those guys go, I am 68. Oh, sorry, 67. I'll be 68 in January 9. So
awesome.
if anyone wants to send some congratulations or some small gifts, it's at the Congo Room in Hong Kong.
Can you, okay, now, just as a treat to everybody, this is the kind of final closing tradition. Do you mind showing your six-pack?
Okay, now that being said, it's in the worst situation now because it's winter time. There's a lot of parties. The goose is getting fat and so is OJ. But I always maintain a little bit of shape in there, right? And most importantly, it's not just a six-pack, it's a power.
Yes.
Okay, but the
Here we go.
six-pack is here.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
not a six-pack. You got to be able to the sucker. All right.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Orlando To.
Can I show you a really good six-pack? Can I show you?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, this is like a double bonus. All right. If we can see it,
Yeah.
please. Yeah, please.
This is one of my goals. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. Still,
Can you see me?
Yep.
Now, this is my go-to six-pack. Bring it up. Bring your leg up there. Wow. Holy shit. Yeah. One. This is body weight training.
Wow.
Can you imagine the amount of work, the stabilization that I put in? That itself, it's already six-pack. Why do you need to do abs? You can do 1,000 crunches. You can't beat me in even one. And if you keep doing that, like circles,
Wow. Yep.
Got
it.
Make sure this thing don't collapse. Stuff like that. Maybe maneuver your body.
Awesome. Okay. Look, that comes to the end of our podcast. I just want to say thank you very much. I think there's going to have to be a part 2 to all of this. It seems like there's a lot more we can learn. Well, thank you very much, Orlando. Really, really appreciate it. And until we meet again.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Please. You have the last word.
Something?
You have the last word.
Soon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Robert. December 2nd. We're going to kick some butt.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you later.